Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm your co-host, Mike Smith, along with Aaron Glandon.
I'm here.
Dan Ramey is on assignment. He'll be doing the play-by-play of the basketball game tonight with Tom Beard on Litter Media Radio, which, by the way, we're at the same time we're doing this live on Facebook, it is live on Litter Media Radio.
Yes, it is.
I heard you guys talking about this yesterday.
For the second time ever.
So something new. It's something we've been talking about doing, so we're obviously trying to get more people that are, obviously, we want you to watch our Facebook Live, but let's say you're in your automobile. It's probably not a good idea to be watching us while you're driving, but you can plug in your Litter Media Radio through your, I do that sometimes when I'm driving down the road, so I can listen to the Litter Media Radio while
Have it on your CarPlay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if all cars have that, or is that just a Honda product? Or
I have a Toyota, and I have that.
You have it? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just unique, apparently, to Honda. But good to be with you today. Aaron and I will be sharing some news topics as well as sports topics. A big upset in boys basketball last night that actually allowed another team to back into a share of the championship. We'll explain all that coming up a little bit later, but let's start, first of all, with the weather. Still pleasant for the next day or two. Cloudy skies today and Saturday, although there's a slight chance of rain on Saturday, highs of 61. Partly sunny and cooler on Sunday, a high 48, and they're talking about a rain-snow mixture early next week between Monday and Wednesday, which would be Valentine's Day.
Right.
In fact, they said up in the Northeast that they may get snowstorms up there. Now you spoiled me that I'm thinking the groundhog was right and spring came early, and now you're trying to drop winter back in here.
It's rough.
So when we come back, we'll take a look at what's making headlines. Stay with us on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, Ross and surrounding counties. They've got the dumpster that you need, and they always like to paint them orange. Makes me think of pumpkins. 253-8389 for a free estimate. And as we say with the Ghost Map, all of those counties, Scioto Valley Dumpsters cover. Whether you want that dumpster for a day, a week, or 2 weeks, give Carl a call. Mr. Gerhardt will give you an estimate on the phone as to what it'll cost you. All that at Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
Let's take a look at what's happening with our news topics in the area. And again, of course, 24/7, you can get that information right here at littermedia.com. I ran into a couple that I haven't seen in years yesterday out on Western Avenue, and they said, we always check your website for the news because we can't find it anywhere else. We appreciate that. Chillicothe City Utilities Director Brad Long is announcing upcoming sanitary sewer lining work that affects Marietta Road. Crews will start work on this Monday, February 12th at 6:30 in the morning, and that project will continue until Thursday, February 15th. They hope to be done by 6 p.m. that day. So obviously traffic will be impacted in that area for the next few days, starting Monday.
Litter Media Live special edition for yesterday featured Heart Health Awareness Month at the Ross County YMCA. Guests included Steve Cleaver, Executive Director and CEO, and Luke Stonacher of the Wellness Department. Here's what they had to say.
Yeah, this is exactly why we started the programs. Really, we're a lot more than a gym. Gym's a space, and so we couldn't do any of this work without our partners with Adena Health. Adena Health has been a real big supporter of our health evidence-based programs. And so, we're really into this to help people get on a better track in life, wherever they're coming from. And so all these programs are really targeted towards what are the needs we see here in Ross County, whether it's hypertension, whether it's diabetes prevention, whether it's orthopedics, needs. All of these are designed to help people get to a place where their specific need has an outlet to be met. So that's really the foundations of it, and we're just thankful for the collaboration.
And you can watch that full interview on our YouTube channel and listen to it here on Litter Media Radio. And for those listening live on the radio, there was a 30-second segment of that interview that you didn't hear because it was playing through our software.
Gotcha. Most people know that February is Black History Month, and in relation to that, the Ohio History Connection is connecting educators with some amazing resources for the classroom. Did you know that Ohio History Connection has created a unique and fully immersive Underground Railroad virtual learning experience for educators and their students? Well, they transport students back to 1859 when the nation was on the brink of the Civil War. Students can interview residents of Ohio Village, learn about the Underground Railroad, and identify the secret conductor.
10 organizations across Ohio will receive up to $30,000 each to strengthen or enhance local boating education programs for youth and adult residents. Funding in our area includes Eastern Local School District, runs a conservation science curriculum and science club, engaging students in conservation and outdoor recreation. Ohio University aims to enhance its boating inventory for students majoring in outdoor recreation and education. And Hoover Sailing Foundation, which prioritizes sailing proficiently and water safety in Franklin County.
Who doesn't want a pat on the back when they do something good? Well, when it comes to food services in Fairfield County, the Fairfield County Health Department is initiating a gold medal award program in recognition for high-performing food service operations and retail food establishments. This program will recognize operations that consistently perform exceptionally well throughout the licensing year. Operations that finish the year with no critical or non-critical violations identified during routine inspections will qualify for the Gold Medal Award. Now, you'll notice that it says 2023 on the bottom because their licensing year is not the typical calendar year. Right. So it started in 2023 as far as their look back at the records.
The Lancaster Festival is promoting their annual golf outing on May 17th at the View Golf Club. Check out the Lancaster Festival Facebook page for more information on that.
Of course, all the proceeds of that go to help put on that great Lancaster Festival, which last year had a great lineup of entertainment, including Sheryl Crow. The 2024-25 Ohio hunting and trapping season dates for white-tailed deer, waterfowl, and other migratory game birds, fur bearers, small game, and additional species were proposed to the Ohio Wildlife Council this week. Deer gun bag limit increases from 2 to 3 deer were proposed for Butler, Clinton, Fayette, Greene, Madison, and Pickaway counties. Also, a reduced ruffed grouse hunting season has been proposed from November 1st to December 1st in 17 southern and eastern Ohio counties, and in our area, that includes Adams, Athens, Gallia, Jackson, Lawrence, Meigs, Pike, Ross, Scioto, and Vinton counties. The proposed daily limit would be 1 bird.
Ohio First Lady Fran DeWine has announced new records regarding participation in Dolly Parton's Imagination Library of Ohio. 60% of Ohio's eligible children from birth to age 5 enrolled in the program in January, which means 400,611 children received the books. Additionally, First Lady DeWine announced that more than 15 million Imagination Library books have been mailed to Ohio children since 2019, when Dolly Parton's Imagination Library of Ohio was first established. 15 million books is a lot of books.
That's a lot. And this picture goes back to 2022. That year, Dolly came to Columbus in celebration of what they had been able to accomplish in the program in Ohio at that point. So that's why we're looking at a 2-year-old picture. And that's the topics for today. Some big stuff in sports last night and stuff that's coming up that will determine some conference championships this weekend. All that coming up on Litter Media Live.
First, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, though. Your trusted comfort advisor. You can click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website. It'll take you to their Facebook page and tell you everything you need to know about heating, cooling, and plumbing in your home. It's February now. It's 60 degrees this week, and it's going to be snowing next week. That can be rough on your home. Give Accurate a call.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Don't forget the McDonald's locations in Chillicothe, Circleville, Waverly, and Greenfield. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Yes, sir. And Miami Trace is loving on Hillsborough today. In sports, last night, Miami Trace boys backed into the FAC championship share because Hillsborough knocked off Washington 62-50. When I first saw this score, I thought, that can't be right. Courthouse had a huge win over Miami Trace last Saturday. The game that we had on Litter Media Tuesday against a very good Vinton County, they put it on the Vikings. And at that time, I walked out of the gym thinking that's the best boys basketball team I've seen all year, regardless of conference. And I'm thinking, at worst case scenario, they're going to be sharing the championship with Miami Trace. But then last night, Hillsborough, who has 3 conference losses, they were 11-9 overall. They put it on Courthouse. I think it was Washington 6-5 lead in the first quarter, but every quarter after that, Hillsborough outscored them anywhere from like 3 to 5 points to get that 12-point margin. So the only way that Washington could share in the championship, because Miami Trace has 1 game to go, and with that makeup game for Washington last night, they have a game at Jackson on the 13th to finish up. So Washington needs to win against Jackson, and they need Hillsborough to pull off some more of that magic against Miami Trace on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if that happened, then Washington would be back in the position to share. But Miami Trace gets at least a share with that turn of events. I guess they say that's why you play the game.
Yeah.
Next up.
Letter Media Radio tonight will be Taze Valley Boys basketball going for the MSL Buckeye Championship, hosting Hamilton Township. Dan Ramey and Tom Beard will be on the play-by-play because you are on assignment, as they say.
Well, my daughter has been involved in an adult spelling bee in Washington Courthouse for 6 years. I've never been able to see it. My wife goes, but I've been doing a game every year for all those years. So I thought, doggone it, this year, this might be the last chance or the last time she'll participate in it. So I thought, I'm going. So that's where I'm going to be today.
And if you don't know where to find Litter Media Radio and you're watching on Facebook, you can scan that QR code right there. It'll take you to our website where they have the radio player. Mm-hmm. Or you can go to littermedia.com, or you can go to the Live 365 app and search Litter Media.
Now, the Vikings have only 1 loss. Up until just about a week ago, Hamilton Township was still mathematically in the equation, but they lost to Bloom, so they're mathematically out, but could certainly play spoiler tonight. Speaking of the Mid-State League Buckeye, the Lady Tigers of Circleville attempt to win the undisputed crown as they host Bloom Carroll Saturday night. Now, last night, Bloom Carroll stayed in the hunt with a 63-58 overtime win over Teays Valley. That mathematically eliminated the Lady Vikings. Bloom Carroll's 2 out with 2 to go, so they will need to beat Circleville on Saturday and hope that Teays Valley can upset the Lady Tigers in a makeup game on Monday. But last night in that Bloom Carroll win, Emily Bratton of the Lady Bulldogs had 42 points, which was a career high. Now, tomorrow night's Circleville hosting Bloom Carroll game will be heard on Litter Media Radio. I'll be back with Tom for that. Dan will also be there. If you're planning to go to that game, which should be a very big crowd, the JV game starts at 5:30 and it's only 2 quarters. So we'll be on the air probably around 6 o'clock with tip-off at 6:15. So that's a bit earlier than most games get started.
Yeah. Boys basketball tournament brackets will be released this Sunday afternoon. Keep watching our website for links to those brackets. Mike will put them up as soon as they're available. Southeast District is a certainty, but Central District is often slow with getting their results posted.
Yeah, last week with the girls, Central District didn't get theirs posted until Monday morning at 11:20, where the Southeast District and everybody else had theirs posted Sunday afternoon. Actually, Southeast District was earlier than normal. They came out about 3:15. So I think OHSA kind of leaned on them last Monday, so maybe they'll get them posted on Sunday.
Central District's doing it out of spite to us. They want to wait till the daily show's over on Monday.
Well, there's not a lot of radio coverage of any of the Central District teams, so I think, well, nobody's in a big hurry. We'll just wait till Monday morning. So.
Right.
But check for that on our website come Sunday. And how about those Lady Buckeyes? Ohio State won their 10th straight. Maybe the guys could take a lesson from the ladies because the guys can't get it together, can't get out of their way. But last night, Ohio State women beat Minnesota 71-47, again, for their 10th consecutive win.
Talking about wins, the Cavs keep rolling. They beat the Nets 118-95 last night.
Yeah, they're 18 over 500, as you can see there, and still in second place in the Eastern Conference.
Let them know.
And an old buddy of ours here at Litter Media Radio, Dave Pinkerton from Chillicothe, Ohio. He's down in Florida and came away with first place in his heat last night. I believe they call this Volusia Speedway or Volusia. I'm not familiar with where that is in Florida, but they were saying it was his first Gator win. So, Dave, if you're watching, congratulations on the victory and keep going. And thanks to Dirt Vision for that image. And I think Dan did share a video of Dave crossing the finish line to get the checkered flag, and I think this might be an interview he did right after that victory. So Dave Pinkerton, one of the good guys here in Chillicothe, striking it rich down in, well, he might say, it's not that much, Mike. I think Dave just does it for the love of the racing.
Yeah.
But, number one finish last night for David down in Florida. When we come back, we're going to be talking about time from 1942. All that's coming up on this date in history on Litter Media Live.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Mike Smith and Aaron Glandon back with you on this Friday edition of Litter Media Live. We take you back to 1942 on this date in history. Now, before some of you folks that know your history jump out of the TV and say, wait a minute, that's not where that started, stick with me here. 1942 on this date, Congress pushes ahead standard time for the U.S. by 1 hour in each time zone, imposing daylight saving time called, at that time, war time. Daylight saving time was imposed to conserve fuel and could be traced back to World War I, when Congress imposed one standard time on the United States to enable the country to better utilize resources, following the European model. That was the 1918 Standard Time Act. It was meant to be in effect for only 7 months of the year and was discontinued nationally after the war, that's as in World War I. But individual states continued to turn clocks ahead an hour in spring and back 1 hour in the fall. The World War II legislation imposed daylight saving time for the entire nation for the entire year. It was repealed on September 30th of 1945, when individual states once again imposed their own standard time. It was not until 1966 that Congress passed legislation setting a standard time that permanently superseded local habits. Now, Congress is again looking at the idea of totally eliminating the practice of switching time back and forth and staying only with daylight savings time, not standard. It has yet to meet approval of both houses. I think it passed the United States Senate 2 years ago, but the House didn't take it up.
It's stupid. I hate it.
Yeah. Now, it seems like maybe 15 years or so ago, Indiana they refused to switch.
Yeah.
So you would have a different time here. Now, the crazy thing about that, there's a border town on the Indiana-Ohio line, and there's a school that actually, I can't remember if that's Mississinawa or maybe it's Union County. I think it's Union County Schools. It straddles the Ohio-Indiana line. Mm-hmm. So back when they weren't changing the time, one side of the school building was a different time than the other side.
Yeah.
How would you've always had a student's excuse, I didn't know what time zone, that's why I'm late for class. I could see him using that excuse.
No, you couldn't.
Well, Indiana Wesleyan, you could have used, well, you weren't on the line, though. You couldn't have used that.
There were a couple times that, because Mark, your brother's class, I had him in the morning. There were a couple times I showed up late because I overslept.
Did he cut you any slack because of you were a relative, or did he hammer you?
He wasn't the type of professor that would really get on you, but he would give you an eye when you walked in the room late.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Would you like to see it stay the way it is, or would you rather just say, let's do away with the flipping back and forth and let's just keep it on one time zone?
Let's keep it on one time, because there's no reason anymore, because I've always heard that they did it so farmers could have more daylight, but all the machines have lights on them now.
Now, standard time would be what we are on now. If it stayed at daylight savings time.
And that's what I want. I hate when it gets dark at 6 p.m.
That's what the proposal that passed the Senate that hasn't been taken up by the House in 2 years. Yeah. That's what they are wanting to do.
I'd rather it be dark in the morning and light in the evening.
Of course, there are people that say, yeah, but the kid's getting on the school bus. It's dangerous. So you're not going to please everybody.
No.
So
give them the hats with the flashlight on it. They'll be all right.
The miner's helmet, yeah. So, that's what we're looking at. But, yeah, that goes back to – so 1918 might have been the first time, I think, in the United States, but at 42 and then in 66 they make it permanent, and it's just, a mess. But there you have it. Nothing with the movies. You said you haven't been to any movies.
I haven't been to any.
I'm losing faith in you, Aaron. You're supposed to be carrying this bit with your movie watch.
Well, Dune Part 2 comes out soon, so I'll definitely be seeing that.
Who was in Part 1?
Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya. Who else is in it?
Now, is this it's the one that you saw? Was that a remake of an original Dune?
Well, there was a Dune movie in the 80s directed by David Lynch, but it was weird. It had Sting in it.
Yeah, it's the one I'm familiar. I didn't see it, but that's the one I'm familiar
It's
with.
an adaptation of the novel by Frank Herbert from the 60s, which is one of the great sci-fi novels of all time. And the 80s movie wasn't very faithful to the book, and this one is.
Okay. This isn't anything like Mad Max of Thunderdome or anything like that.
No, it's a lot more slow burn sci-fi like 2001, or not exactly like that.
Which
but
I can't stick with 2001.
That's crazy to me. It's such a good movie. It's awesome.
Every time I've tried to sit down and watch it, I'm just thinking, this is putting me to sleep.
You need to try again maybe when you're not sleepy.
I just need to learn how to drink coffee so I can stay awake.
Yeah.
So.
I can't believe you and Dan don't like coffee. Because
No.
I was thinking to myself the other day, why don't we have a coffee machine in the Litter Media loft? And then I just said something to Dan, and he said, oh, well, neither of us drink coffee.
When we were at the radio station together, our boss at that time, Dan Latham, sir, would come in, and why don't you have the coffee made? Because we don't drink it. Make it yourself.
I guess. I do have a proposal to run by you, and I guess the audience could give some input to this as well. I ran this by Dan. What do you think of having a longer daily show where we have the news and the sports still, and then after that we have a dedicated topic that maybe listeners could suggest something to talk about, and we spend 15, 20 minutes talking about that topic each day, kind of more like a podcast rather than just the news.
You think that we could talk 15 or 20 minutes about one topic?
I think so.
Depends on what the topic is.
Yeah, we'd have to have some good topics.
What
but
do you think about a 4-way stop at such and such? That's the kind of questions that you're going to have.
Bringing in a more entertainment factor along with the information.
Gotcha. Well, that would be entertaining, that's for sure. I'm open to anything. Yeah. Just get me to lunch on time and I'm good. Speaking of which, I have an appointment here in 10 minutes I got to get to. That's going to wrap it up. Don't forget Dan Ramey, Tom Beard, Aaron Glandon at Asheville tonight for a big Taze Valley, Hamilton Township matchup. Again, the Vikings can win the MSL Buckeye with a win tonight. And then tomorrow night, Litter Media Radio at Circleville, Lady Tigers going for the outright championship. They've already won a share as they will host Bloom Carroll. We think the airtime for that broadcast tomorrow will be about 6 o'clock, where tonight's guys game, it'll be around 7:15 or so. Have a great weekend, everybody. Don't forget to look for all of the sports on our website, littermedia.com, over the weekend. Game site stories, scores, and, of course, the boys' high school tournament pairings, which will be out by mid-afternoon, at least for the Southeast District, on Sunday at littermedia.com. Until that time, for Aaron Glandon and Dan Ramey, who's on assignment, this is Mike Smith. Have a great weekend, everybody, from all of us at Litter Media Live.